Hello there everyone, this is BatHell24 and we're taking a bit of a break from the analog horror. Don't worry, the analog horror will come back in full force. I still have to do Harmony Horror Season 2, I have to do Wonka Falls 4 when that comes out, and maybe I'll react to the Chess Kids Archive and any other analog horror stuff that you guys request me to do. But for now, we are headed back to our dear old friend, the Theorizer, because he has a new video that was uploaded a month ago. It is the start of his Willy Wonka theory, which is very interesting to me, because I haven't seen anyone really tackle a deep theory on Willy Wonka, besides Film Theory that did the whole, like, how much money would the Wonka industry have to pay in OSHA violations. Yeah. Woo, very, very thrilling. This one might be even more thrilling, though. This one is theory. Willy Wonka created the Oompa Loompas. Very tall claim there. Back it up with some evidence.
And sees beauty in everything.
Yes.
There is not a single element he would change.
Yeah.
For its existence is enough. The floor, the fog.
What? Ooh. We're getting to some newer Theorizer stuff now. And then we'll go back and watch his Katie trilogy. So, here we go.
Hello, I am the Theorizer,
Hello.
which is to say I devise theories and share them.
Yes.
This is a title I optionally have not lived up to for a few months now because following an unimaginable breakdown in 2021...
My name is Patricia Sanderson.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I posted my magnum opus before...
Yeah, he had a fucking breakdown and then posted the Baby Smitty theory.
choosing to take a break from it all. I have calmed way...
Yeah, he did a fucking Baby Smitty theory and just kind of fucking broke in half. And I feel like that's a good idea because he is back in full force with the theory making stuff. More Part 24, he said, is gonna be fucking insane, and I can't wait for more Part 24. But for now, let's listen to what he has to say about Willy Wonka, our dear friend and chocolate maker, Willy Wonka.
The hell down and repaired significant portions of my scattered psyche, trying to live as normally as possible. Trying.
Yeah.
Oh, the boredom. I may be calmed, but
Trying.
where's the fun? I may be socializing, but it's fucking VR chat. And I may be content, but YouTube still slams the shit out of me. I of course have dozens of amazing videos planned, similar to those of 2021.
Of course.
Connections, but cohesively making it into a video. And the requirements of me to watch hundreds of hours of content I don't want to, and for a little...
Yeah, the DreamWorks films from fucking DreamWorks Small Theory, the Pixar stuff that I didn't forget about, by the way. I did not forget about our dear old friend Baby Smitty. You know, I did not forget about that fucking insane bombshell in the Pixar theory, okay? Don't worry. I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. Just like I'll watch more Part 24 when that drops. But for now, yeah.
Reward has delayed such things. Thus, I have chosen to incentivize myself with a Patreon, where you can see my videos early.
It is a
shadows
Patreon,
and
yeah.
Discord and stuff, but I have also decided to share a more contained theory with you today. It's a relatively solid yet entirely whack-little conspiracy I've been brewing for about a year now. It pertains to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, he was talking about on Twitter how he had this sort of idea for a Willy Wonka theory that he was, like, cooking in the background. And I guess this is the final product of, you know, what he was cooking, so to say.
And it's more disturbing than anything you'll ever hear about it elsewhere. Shall we begin?
Yes.
This film has a number of bizarre qualities. If you haven't seen my other theories on the matter, I'd highly recommend them, and it'll help you understand my reasoning here a bit better.
Yeah,
In fact,
I
this
haven't
is
watched
like
this.
a perfect conclusion to those theories. In 2016, I managed to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the original Willy Wonka from the 70s
Yeah?
did in fact stage literally everything to lure in these specific children, and that he stalked Charlie, so on and so forth.
I mean, I believe
In
it.
2018 by proving that this also is true for the Tim Burton remake, but beyond that, this film in particular goes so deep with the conspiracy and Wonka's plans.
Yeah.
He basically owns half of the world's wealth and has been planning numerous schemes for decades.
Okay.
The film also incorporates the character of Wilbur Wonka, giving a solid reason for Willy's behavior. And in 2019, I even theorized on a very specific dentistry link that
Yeah?
permeates the underbelly of this Grant Machiavellian malarkey. The level of Wonka's mastermind in the 2005 film is made so explicit by Burton and Depp that there is one singular element which sticks out tremendously, a thorn in my side for the better part of 4.5 years.
Yeah?
The Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka never left his factory following its closure. There is no place called Loompa Land. This
There
is
isn't.
very distinctly a part of his line, and Mike's dad makes a point about it too.
Yeah,
Wonka
that's
is-
very interesting. We never even questioned the origin of those funny little Oompa Loompas. Like, no one's ever questioned it. Well, like, oh, hey, they're like these funny little, pudgy dudes that help Wonka in his factory. There's nothing going on here, but we don't really know where they originated from. Like, come on.
is hiding something. And you'd think that maybe he's just lying, but we see it. We see Loompa Land. Then maybe he's just rephrasing what he actually did, going to an undiscovered tribe, but virtually nothing about his story resembles a real experience, and he knows their language right off the bat.
That's
This is
interesting.
where I finally ask the question of a lifetime.
Who
Is
the Oompa
Loompa
Loompas?
Land fake? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. To claim that he created a fake world to mislead his mysterious slaves, we first need to properly establish his track record. The sorts of things he has within his invention room, he's obviously able to create food that alters the eater's genetic code. But we see just how far things go. He's created an entire mountain. He has rooms on top of rooms on top of rooms with just
Yeah.
the most unnecessarily complicated creations.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka is the most revolutionary figure in the history of the world, having created teleportation, artificial biomes,
He's
and
created
this
like the craziest shit, yeah.
Loompa Land. Let's be more specific. What I'm saying is that Loompa Land appears to be a fake world somewhere within the factory. A fake backstory.
Okay.
A theatrical existence where the non-existent bugs have flavored blood, the lore runs thick, and Wonka suspiciously denies everything. And in much the same manner as his other grand conspiracies, I pray for the day I find this room in the corner of a shot, but for now, proof can be found in the edible garden room, which functions in much the same way as a sort of unnecessarily theatrical biome.
It does.
The Oompa Loompas are completely unaware of this, but it seems as though their original culture even revolves around the same lore as his creations, and the edible room is essentially the Garden of Eden, which brings me to the ultimate revelation, dear viewers. This is the key to all of my theorizing. Willy Wonka has created
Created the Oompa
life.
Loompas.
The Oompa Loompas come from the factory, nowhere else. Am I being absurd? No.
Yeah, that's true. We never see the Oompa Loompas anywhere other than Willy Wonka's factory. In no other part of either the original movie and the remake, we don't see the Oompa Loompas anywhere else other than the chocolate factory. Sorry, my brain kind of went, But yeah, we don't see them anywhere else other than chocolate factory. In either movie. Hold on, he might be onto something. You might be onto something, the Theorizer. You might be onto something.
No, not in the slightest. Let's see. How do these creatures reproduce? They are
I
all
don't know.
replicas of the same
Yeah.
guy. It's not
They're clones. They're all clones. I'm saying it right now. They're all clones. Which means that how did the first Oompa Loompa come to be if they're all clones? How? This isn't even a Mort theory or a Pixar theory, and my brain is trying to figure that out. Like, if the Oompa Loompas are all clones, where did the first Oompa Loompa come from? Like, the very first one. Where? If the Oompa Loompas are clones of one another, did Willy Wonka create the first Oompa Loompa? Did he create the first ever of its kind life that kind of just is a slave for him?
Physically possible. Speaking of which, they are all replicas of the
Yeah,
same
they're
type.
clones.
Like a cookie cutter,
Yeah,
assembly line.
they're
creating
clones.
Perfect servants, small, inconspicuous subhuman creatures. Not only are they clones, but they are borderline robotic, as they sing and dance on cue in perfect unison.
Yeah, they do.
Nothing about them screams human.
Yeah, they're not human. We know that. They are as far from human as possible, let me tell you. When I first saw those bitches in the first ever, in the original Willy Wonka movie, I was like, what are blue bitches in this? What? Like, there's blue people. Blue and purple people. There's no way that they are human. And then in the remake, I'm like, well, I mean, they look human, but are they really human? Are they really, really human? No, they're not.
In fact, Mike questions this, and Wonka does his mumbler dismissal so as to imply conspiracy. He says, "Of course they're real people." And yet, he allows them to swim in his chocolate, right after claiming that it must be untouched by human hands.
Yeah, must be untouched by human hands, but you let them in the chocolate river, Wonka. So what is it? If you allow them in the chocolate river and you say that it can't be touched by human hands, then the Oompa Loompas aren't human. We're on to you, Mr. Wonka. We're on to you. Don't think that you can just get away from this scot-free. You've already caused a bunch of damage to your fucking establishment, okay? No money, no income, and you sold the industry off to a child that doesn't have money. Your company is bankrupt. And you've also and you've already engineered people, not human, Oompa Loompas.
Tim Burton at it again. They are sterile, like analog instruments with which the factory...
Tim Burton, you bitch.
They were designed for this. They are Oompa Loompas. Oompa, Oompa, Oompa. It's literally another word for rhythmic beat.
Yeah.
They worshipped the core of the factory, the cocoa bean. They were created for this.
Mhm.
Finally, the most damning evidence I could find was so obvious and bizarre that it scared me half to death when I clicked. The Puppet Hospital and Burn Center.
Yes.
It was so awkward for Wonka introducing this. Why would they need this for a one-time gig of melting robots? It's simple, really. The Oompa Loompas are Wonka's creations, just
Yes.
as the puppets are. They feel for them. They feel for them, and treating them with dignity is the only way to dignify their own existence. They worship the cocoa bean because Wonka force-fed them disgusting caterpillars as he looks
Yes.
upon them like a god would his creation.
Mhm.
He created these beings and did
Wonka's essentially a god to these Oompa Loompas, is what I'm getting. Like, he's essentially a god. Like, the Oompa Loompas look up to him and worship him because he is their creator. He's done all these things to condition them into working for him. And it's why it's so weird when you see them and you think that they're not really human, but Wonka says they're human, and it's weird and strange, and you kind of wonder how everything came to be, and I guess we'll find that out in the movie that is coming out, which is apparently like going over Wonka's backstory and life. It's gonna be an interesting movie for sure, but yeah.
so rapidly with within his chocolate factory. But I'm sure you can digest all of this. Sure, it could make sense. We'll get a load of this shit.
Yeah.
Because there's only one poetic conclusion to all of this. They swim amongst themselves. They worship the creator of their own image.
Okay.
They wear wrappers to preserve their palatable, flavorful center.
Yes.
He keeps escalating his science. You've heard the theory that Wonka and his staff are eating the children. Oh, you sweet, innocent viewers. It's the other way around. The Oompa Loompas are sentient chocolate.
What?
This is a chocolate factory. What did you expect? He hints at it almost constantly, and this is perfectly in line with Tim Burton's notorious implementation of conspiracy parodies. They are cookie-cutter creatures, just like we see in the intro sequence. His Garden of Eden, creations and obsessions so deep. This is why he fired his human staff. His final ambition, the role of God. This was suspicious to me at first. I mean, there's no genuine proof that Willy Wonka is capable of producing living chocolate, and it would come completely out of left field and make no sense, except for the genuine proof that Willy Wonka is capable of producing living chocolate in a scene that comes completely out of left field and makes no logical sense.
Chocolate birds!
Joe calls him a real genius. I watch this scene and ponder, what came of this? How is this possible? You all see now. This is real. He is the father he never had. He has created a tasty team and is trying to keep them docile, despite his constant abuse and lies. The metaphors are clear as day, but actions have consequences, and this brings me to my final point. Notice how Wonka uses the kids to test his science.
He
Most
does.
strikingly, he literally tries turning Augustus into chocolate.
He does!
Sounds familiar? He uses Veruca to test squirrel intelligence, Violet to test gum, and then the grand finale hits you. He uses Mike to test his teleportation machine. A tiny TV filled with Oompa Loompas. It's all a part of the plan. It's the final step. Unleash his creation upon the world. Truly show his father what he can.
Yeah, he uses the kids to test his own fucked up inventions. He tests his own fucked up inventions, like... literally. Yeah.
Can do. But he's put them through suffering. Suffering worse than the likes of his own father. They know. They are here to rise up, and this is why Charlie has won nothing but pain. Wonka's plans were shot to shit with the reintroduction of his own father, but the Oompa remains. They are coming. This is where it all cuts off. I haven't seen the film in months, and I need more evidence and counter-evidence. Just make sure to comment, because it's possible I'm opening Pandora's box here, and maybe my break was a good thing. So, the Oompa Loompas are artificially intelligent chocolate about to rise up against their creator and then the world at large. I want to be clearer about my recent hiatus. I made videos unceasingly through a very bizarre, genuine psychotic breakdown during the back half of 2021, which I recovered from around the time of baby Smitty, at which point I realized I needed to take a break, so I did. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't like it when you do this, and it faced me with the fragility of my channel being a source of, well, income in particular. I had to resort to reopening my Patreon, where I am now providing a long list of rewards. Essentially, you subscribe on there, and for a small monthly fee, I give you a ton more content. Early ad-free videos, sneak peeks, exclusive content, shoutouts in my theories, access to my official Discord where all the fans and myself chat constantly, theory submissions, and you can even game with me and the other patrons whenever. Considering Mort Part 24 is coming up next, if you want those sneak peeks, also, I just need help, that is all. Sit on the fact that I've flipped Oompa Loompas upside down in such a short time span. Until next time.
Mort Part 24 is coming up next, Mort Part 24 is coming up. And I cannot wait for Mort Part 24. I cannot wait. I just can't wait for Mort Part 24 and the continuations of all of the other theories that he has made. It's gonna be awesome. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be fucking cool and good and awesome. Yeah. So, that is it for this video. Yeah. Very interesting theory. Next time you see me react to Theorizer will be the Katie trilogy, actually. It won't be Mort Part 24. Although, depending on when that drops, that may be the first one to do. So, we'll see. It may either be the Katie trilogy or Mort Part 24. Whatever comes first, You will see me react to it. This has been Batter Hell 24. Bat Reacts. I will see all of you in the next video. Later.